Today we're talking about the U.S. of ALF. This was a set of stickers, the first series. They only made one series, but he did all 50 states. I don't know what more ALF was going to do with the U.S. of ALF. I thought these were very funny. There's actually another very funny set of ALF cards, which was called Booyah Baseball cards, I believe that was the title. And I'm going to do those as well sometime. But right now we're sticking with these. This is the first one. I really like this set. Very clever, very funny. If you like this video, please click like, subscribe, and everything else below. And let's go. These were stickers, so you can stick these on your notebook. I kind of like the idea of the stickers. When I was a kid, a lot of people collected baseball cards. I collected baseball cards. I actually got into watching baseball because I collected baseball cards. So I started collecting cards of people. I didn't know who the heck they were, and then slowly started actually watching the sport because of it. These cards were very popular for a short run. There were always cards for different movies that would come out. Garbage Pail Kids was probably my number one favorite. Actually, I got my Garbage Pail Kids. Whoa, one day I gotta show you my Vans box full of Garbage Pail Kids. Look at all my Garbage Pail Kids stuff. Look at all this junk. Okay, so one day we're gonna do this, but today we are sticking with this awesome sticker set. Let's go to the first one. Alabama. All right, so we got the stars and bars right off the bat. We're getting controversial, Alf. I guess Alf didn't know this would be. He says, I wish I wasn't Dixie, away, away, and then he's in front of what I guess is the Alabama state flag. Probably is one of those flags that at least then, maybe even today, has the Confederate flag as part of it. So Alf is saying, though, what he's saying is a little different. He's saying, I wish I wasn't Dixie. Which, you know, you've heard that expression, but he is in a Dixie cup. So I do like that. Not, you know, I mean, I think we should move on. I think that's probably the best thing. U.S. of ALF, Alabama, capital Montgomery. I didn't know that. State motto, we dare to defend our rights. Oof. Tourist attraction, Jefferson Davis's first White House of the Confederacy. Very Confederate state. The state bird is the yellow hammer. I never heard of that. And the state flower is camellia. All right, that's Alabama state I've never visited. Would like to go, though. If you're out there in Alabama, you want me to come visit your town, please come to my website. Click the buttons. Talk to your local convention promoter. I'll come out there and I'll do this in person. All right. Let's move on from Alabama and let's move to breathtaking Alaska. Alf says, I wonder what it would cost for aluminum siding, the last frontier. I like that. I like the artwork. I like the style of it. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. So from now on, I'm going to try to guess all of the things. So, and I probably won't remember them for the first few. We got 50 states. I think we'll see how much I know. There's another state I have not been to. I'll tell you the states I've been to and, you know, how much I've spent in them. All right. So I'm going to say that the state capital is Anchorage. I'm going to say the state bird is the penguin. I'm going to say the state motto is, "Brr, it's cold." No, I can't be it. I'm going to say the motto is the last frontier. And that's all I remember. So, tourist attraction is probably the ice flow. Those lights in the sky. The whatever that's called. Let's see if that's the answers. All right, Alaska. The capital is Juneau. I didn't know that. So I guess Anchorage is the biggest. There's always that thing where sometimes the biggest is the capital, sometimes not. State motto: North to the future. I like that. Remember that movie North with Bruce Willis, I know, was in it as a bunny rabbit, Elijah Wood, and then Back to the Future, and Elijah Wood in Back to the Future Part 2. It's like a baby's toy. You got to use your hands. What if they did North to the Future? Oh, man, that would make $1. Tourist attraction, Glacier Bay. Now, I literally started to say something like that. State bird is a willow ptarmigan. Isn't that a type of Italian food? The state flower is the forget-me-not. All right, I'm going to say I got nothing on that. All right, let's see the next state. Arizona. I've never been to Arizona. Visit the Painted Desert. Needs more yellow okra. And they're not okra. I don't know. Ochre? That must be a color. He's not talking about okra. Man, I could go for some fried okra. I'm not sure if that's a thing in Arizona. All right, let's try to... I almost cheated. I forgot. All right. So what's the big state in Arizona? Um, Arizona City. I'll probably kick myself for not knowing it. I don't know what it is. What's the big tourist attraction? I'm going to say it's this painted desert. I don't know. I don't know. Fingers crossed. Let's see what the answers are. U.S. of ALF, Arizona, capital Phoenix. I should have known that. State motto, God enriches. Tourist attraction, the Grand Canyon. That's in Arizona. That makes sense. That sounds like where it would be. I wouldn't know. I want to go there, though, and do the vacation, National Lampoon's vacation thing. Go, Okay, let's go. State bird, the cactus wren. Boy, that sounds like the Arizona state bird. And the state flower is the blossom of the saguaro cactus. I would have, if I thought to guess a flower, I would have said it was like a cactus flower. That's a no-brainer. All right, Arkansas. Haven't been to this state either. Visit Hot Springs National Park. It says the water is 140 degrees. What do you expect to catch? And he says poached salmon. So this is Hot Springs. Alf is in there. It's super hot. He wants poached salmon. All right. I've never been to Arkansas. I do want to go. I've heard that the Clinton Presidential Library is not very far from Graceland, even though they're in different states. But I hear that they sort of are nearby. And I would like... This, by the way, is the symbol for the Clinton Library. I would like to go there. I love presidential libraries. I think they're really cool. Like I've been to every one I've been able to get near, and I would go to all of them. You guys probably, if you watch my video where I talked about meeting Richard Nixon's brother at one, but I want to go to the Clinton one. That one sounds pretty good. The more modern ones tend to be even better. Once they're like when they're brand new, they're usually real nice and shiny and everything. But after like Clinton's been out of office for a while, so you get that time period where they've had to kind of put some effort into it, put some work, figure out what people want to see and kind of get that in there. So I'm going to say this is a state I've never been to, but one that I hope I get to at some point. I hope I get to all of them, but this is one I really want to go to. All right, so Arkansas. So we got the state bird. The state bird of Arkansas could be the yellow-breasted, yellow-crested hummingbird. The motto is... it's not pronounced Kansas. It's not Arkansas. And the capital of Arkansas, Little Rock. Little Rock. Let's see if I'm right. All right, let's see the answers. Capital, Little Rock. I got one right. The motto is the people rule. Hot Springs National Park, that's your tourist attraction. They put it on the front, so it's kind of cheating. Mockingbird, now I said a hummingbird, but at least they got a bird I know, and the flower is the apple blossom. All right, California, here I come. I have spent plenty of time out in California. I actually lived out there for 3 months once, and it was an intentional 3 months, because whenever I tell people that, they're like, you left after 3 months. No, it was like we had a set period of time. We had to live there for some reasons, and it was great. It was lovely. I worked, my wife had a school she was going to out there for 3 months, and I worked as a seat filler and a extra. So I was a seat filler for the Ellen Show, and I was a movie extra. And what I'd do is I'd go out, I'd go to Hollywood. There was a place you could go, and you'd wear a black, like sort of like this. You kind of want to wear like something black and simple, because like if you were in the background, you want to kind of fade in. It's particularly for background scenes of TV shows like Ellen. I did a lot of Ellen, and you would sit there with your black shirt, your black slacks, or your jeans, but you wanted to be as inconspicuous as possible, and you would just clap when they said clap, and when they said laugh, you'd give a big old belly laugh. California, land of the stars. Hey, you cats, let's do lunch. I love California. All right, I know the answers to some of these, so this is the first state I think I'm going to do well on. California, the state capital is Sacramento. Arnold Schwarzenegger, when I lived out there, would always say Sacramento. California, the tourist attraction, Disneyland. It's got to be Disneyland, right? And then it's such a big state, though. I mean, you could name a whole bunch. Fisherman's Wharf. They could say it's those docks in San Diego. They could say it's Hollywood Boulevard. There's like a lot. There's a lot to see. State bird. I'm gonna say I'm never gonna guess the bird, so it's kind of a waste of time. Or the flower. Roses. I don't know. Those ones, I think I'm going to probably stop guessing those because I don't know. Sacramento. Eureka! I have found it as the state motto. Those are the two I should try to guess. Tourist attraction, they said San Francisco Bay, so that's up by Fisherman's Wharf. So they're talking north. State bird is the California Valley quail, and then the golden poppy is the flower. I wonder if this tourist attraction, if there's like an official state tourist attraction, like that's what they're going from, or they're just choosing one. Because if you're choosing one, Alf, it's Disneyland. You gotta go to Disneyland. Alf lived in California, by the way, if you watch the show. Colorado. I've been to Colorado. We did Denver Comic-Con. Me and Dana Snyder did a Drunk on Disney there. Oh my God. Colorado, they loved us. I was like, Colorado, when we went there, I thought, well, this place is so far from any Disney park. They're not near any of them. This is the same thing I thought in Iowa. I was like, there won't be any Disney fans. They're not going to be like, oh, this Drunk on Disney, what is it? And I remember we got there and people were like saying hi to us as we're walking up to the auditorium where we were going to do our show. And I was like, hey, why don't you guys come in? We're late, so you guys should already be in the auditorium. And I was like, I don't know why all these people know who we are outside of the auditorium. We got in the auditorium's full. They don't have any seats left. People lined up outside. That was crazy. And they actually put us in a bigger room the next day. And so then there was plenty of room. It was kind of embarrassing because put us in the biggest room, and everybody that got turned away, they were like, I don't know, we're not coming back to see those two. No, we had a great time though. Haven't been back. Love to go back. Love to go to that Buffalo Bills restaurant. It was great. It's all downhill from here. Skiing, I don't like skiing. I don't do that. All right, so I'm going to try to guess the motto. The motto is Colorado. It's a fun place to go. It's super fun, Colorado. And the capital of Colorado, I was going to say, is Denver. I hope it's Denver, but we'll see. It's Denver, John Denver, Rocky Mountain High. Tourist attraction is that Rocky Mountain. Nothing without Providence. Providence isn't that in another state? Let's see. State bird is the lark bunting. Thank God I stopped guessing these. The Rocky Mountain Combine. Okay. All right. Connecticut, home of the Mystic Seaport. Man, this seaport is mystic. I don't have much to say about Connecticut. I know they have Lake Compounce, I believe it's pronounced, which is a real old theme park. I really like that. I went there one time. They had Garfield, which is super cool. And I don't know. I drive through Connecticut every now and then. WWE headquarters is in Connecticut. I actually want to go out there to shoot a YouTube video and show some stuff. They're supposed to be moving out of the headquarters. I'd love to get there before they move out. So, all right. I've been to Connecticut. Capital of Connecticut. Bristol. We'll say Bristol. And the Connecticut motto is Connecticut. Connecticut. Home of fresh water. Home of fresh water. Let's see. State motto is, he who transplanted still sustains. Okay. Capital's Hartford. Okay, that's a good one. Peabody Museum in New Haven. I don't know that. The American Robin and the Mountain Laurel. All right, visit Delaware. That's another state like Connecticut that I drive through it a lot. What do you call a hairy monster from Wilmington? I give up. Werewolf. Delaware wolf. All right. All right. Way to go, Alf. U.S. of Alf says Dover. I didn't guess. Sorry. Liberty and Independence, the Hagley Museum, the Blue Hen Chicken, and Peach Blossom. All right. Let's buzz through some of these. All right. Florida, the Sunshine State. I've been there quite a bit. Sign right here, kid. I'll put your picture on polo shirts. Polo shirts were big with a little alligator on the pocket. We used to go to the flea market, buy the little alligators, and you could peel them and then put them on your shirt. So they like bootleg just the alligator. And so you'd buy like a cheap polo and you'd be like, put that on. I think you'd have to iron it or whatever. Yeah, so Florida, the capital of Florida is... What is the capital of Florida? That's a very good question. It's not Orlando. It's not Jacksonville. It's not Miami. I don't know. I have no idea. I bet when I hear it, I'll be like, oh, of course that is. But I don't know what the... Weeki Springs, I'll say, is the capital. And the slogan is, when you're here, you're family. All right, let's see. U.S. of Alf says, Tallahassee. Okay. I wouldn't have guessed Tallahassee. I mean, I would have guessed a lot before I said Tallahassee. In God we trust is their motto. That's the motto of money. Money says that too. The Kennedy Space Center, I've never been in there, but I've seen it because I got on a cruise that was right near it. State bird is the mockingbird and the orange blossom. Well, I can tell you I've been mocked quite a bit in Florida, so that's not surprising. Spent some time there. Georgia. I've been to Georgia. I've been to the original Waffle House. I wish I had made a video for you guys. I'll have to go back. I also went to I went to WrestleMania there, and I went to the Olympics there, and me and my family, I still am blown away by this. We were where the bombing was, like hours before. We weren't there that at nighttime, but we were there during the day, and we were there like the day after. We walked right by it. And to this day, here's the part that blows my mind. I cannot believe that my mom didn't have us back on a plane. Like, I don't know how I'm sure my dad was like, look, we spent a lot of money on this trip. I don't care if we get blown up. But I'm stunned that my mom didn't bring us back home. Georgia, the Peach State. Haven't you even seen a cobbler before? And he's cobbling like a shoe cobbler. Alf is. He doesn't know. He's doing the wrong thing. Georgia, capital of Georgia. I don't think it's Atlanta. I think it's one of those ones where it's not. I'm going to say it's like Peachtree, Georgia or something. And I'm going to say their motto is live free or die hard. I know that's a motto somewhere. I don't think it's there. The motto is wisdom, justice, and moderation. Atlanta. Okay. Jekyll Island. I don't know what's there. I'd like to see that. A brown thrasher is their bird. My goodness. The brown thrasher. That sounds like a boxer's nickname. The Cherokee Rose is their state flower. All right. Hawaii. I've never been to Hawaii. I wanted to go so bad when I was younger. Look at how he's doing the hula, where the hula is the ruler. I wanted to go there since I was a kid because every show when I was a kid, Sesame Street went to Hawaii, the Brady Bunch went to Hawaii, Sanford and Son went to Hawaii. Like, everybody went to Hawaii, and they all saw Don Ho. My brother went to Hawaii, and I was like, are you going to see Don Ho? And he was like, no. And I was like, why? He's like, it's on a different island. It's really far from where I'm going to be. I was like, still, you got to go see Don Ho, and now Don Ho is gone. You can't go see him anymore. I did watch a concert of his on YouTube, and I could tell you, I know why he was a hit, man. That guy was awesome. All right, Hawaii, I'm going to say capital of Hawaii is Maui. And the slogan is Shaka or something. All right, Honolulu. The life of the land is, I would have never got this, perpetuated in righteousness. Waikiki, the Hawaiian goose, ooh, and the hibiscus. That's a good flower. They got a good one. All right, Idaho, famous potatoes. Mighty fine French fry crop this year. Idaho. Never been to Idaho. Been to Iowa. Like the fries growing out there. Capital of Idaho. Boise? Is it Boise? Is it Joyzy? Idaho. The capital's Boise. The state motto is, it is perpetual. The craters of the moon and the mountain bluebird and the syringa. I don't know what that is. All right. Visit Illinois. Okay. There's Honest Abe, Land of Lincoln. Hey, I love this state. Honest. I have like a lot of states, it's questionable whether you've been. This one is sort of questionable because I have not left the airport. But I took a trip to Iowa, and on my trip to Iowa, they stopped in Chicago. So it was like you went from New Jersey to Chicago, and then you got on another plane which took you to Iowa. So anyway, I was in Chicago, and I was there for like 2 hours, and I was super excited about it. Now, I didn't want to leave the building, but I wanted this layover. I was super into like seeing things. So I went to the Chicago Cubs Airport Cafe, which was delicious. And then I asked somebody where I could see the Sears Tower from the airport, and it was all the way on the other side. And I went all the way to the other side. I saw the Sears Tower with my naked eyes right out a window, and so I feel like I've been there. All right, Illinois, capital of Illinois is not Chicago. It's definitely not. Del Monte, Illinois. Let's see what it is. Well, we'll never know. Alf refuses to tell. Indianapolis. wish I had that. I don't know why I don't have it, but we don't have it. We got to move on. Indianapolis, Indiana, home of the Indianapolis 500. 500, I see at least 1,000 in a section alone. Oh, so he's just counting the people in the crowd. Okay, Alf, I got you. Indianapolis, Indiana. That is the capital. That's a big city. It's the capital. Crossroads of America, the Indiana Dunes, the Cardinal, and the Peony. You got the state flower is your peony. The Iowa, the Hawkeye State. Hawkeye, I thought it was Popeye. That's a terrible joke, but I love it. I love that. Capital is Des Moines. Our liberties we prize, our rights will maintain. The Davenport Municipal Art Gallery. I didn't see any of this. Eastern Goldfinch and the Wild Rose. We hosted the Dubuque, Iowa Film Festival twice. I hosted it. Loved it. Loved that place. Great. Fantastic state. Visit Dodge City and Kansas. What do you mean draw? I can't even trace. Kansas. You can also call Kansas Kansas because that's how you spell Arkansas. Topeka, Kansas. All right. Never been to Kansas. I always think of The Wizard of Oz. No place like home. To the stars through difficulties was a motto. Dodge City, the Western Meadowlark, and the native sunflower. That's nice. Kentucky. I've been to Kentucky. Land of the pioneers. Do I really look like a pioneer in this getup? Pioneer? I thought what I said was you've got a pie in your ear. So Alf apparently, yeah, you can see he's got a little bit of that blueberry pie on his ear. This one's a real stretch. The joke is like, whew. I've been to the Kentucky Derby racetrack. I've not actually seen a race there, but it was the thing that I had always wanted to do was to go over there to Churchill Downs. So I've been there. I touched the dirt, put some of it in my pocket, and I had a great time. Bet on a bunch of races. It wasn't Derby Day. It was just another day. But I went there. I was there with Dana Snyder and Brian Studler, and we lost continuously, and they were like, well, Guy, he knows all about horse racing, he goes all the time, which is true, I do go all the time. They're like, he loves it, he bets on his phone, he's got a problem, and they were like, so who do you pick? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna lose all the races today. I'm gonna lose. If you want, just bet on anything but the ones, you might do all right. Kentucky, let's see. Frankfort, Kentucky. United we stand, divided we fall. The Kentucky Derby is their attraction. They also got KFC, Colonel Sanders' grave, and the grave of the Frito-Lay magician. State bird is the cardinal, and the state flower is the goldenrod. Louisiana, home of Dixieland jazz. Remember, gang, before playing a cornet solo, a coronet. What is that? That's an instrument. It looks like he's got just a horn. Is that what it's called? Always park your bubble gum. Dixieland jazz. So this is the second Dixie, right? The second time they said Dixie. I've been to Louisiana. I've been to New Orleans. I saw WrestleMania there. I had a good time. I don't know why I don't know what's going on here. Alf was chewing bubble gum, then he started playing a horn, and the bubble gum came out the end. I don't know, man. I like the artwork, though. Baton Rouge, Union, Justice, and Confidence. The tourist attraction is Mardi Gras. Richard Simmons was born there. Eastern brown pelican and the magnolia. Maine. I'm on a seafood diet. Whenever I have seafood, I eat it. And even the lobsters are like, come on with that, Alf. Come on with that joke. Augusta, Maine. Okay. State motto: I direct. What is that all about? Like if I owned an eyeglass company, I would just call it I Direct, and I'd put it in Maine. So people, the Acadia National Park. I don't know what that is. I had a book published by Acadia Publishing. I think it was Arcadia though. The chickadee, the white pine cone, and the tassel. The tassel's a bird. The tassel. Okay. Oh, it's a flower. Okay. Well, that makes much more sense. What state was this? Maine. I've been through Maine. Spent not much time there, though. Maryland. Okay, so Maryland has Baltimore, which I'm going to say is their capital. Home of the Naval Academy at Annapolis. I'm an officer and an alien. I'll be driving through this in just pretty soon. Pretty soon. I'll be going on a trip, going through there. So I'm going to check some things out in Maryland. Annapolis, Maryland, okay. Many deeds, manly deeds. Manly deeds, womanly words. This might be my favorite slogan yet. I don't even get it, but I love it. The Edgar Allan Poe House. Man, people love Edgar Allan Poe. State bird, the Baltimore Oriole, and the Black-Eyed Susan. Yeah, they love Edgar Allan Poe in Maryland, also in Virginia. I know in Richmond they got a lot of Edgar Allan Poe stuff. So I don't know. I guess he lived in both. Massachusetts, home of Plymouth Rock. What a great location for a rock video. I've been to Boston. I want to go back. I want to go look at the locations from the Anthony's Prince Spaghetti Day commercial. The Plymouth Rock, from what I understand, is 100% fiction. Like, that rock is by no means a rock that has any significance to anyone. They've moved it multiple times. It's not where it originally was, nor is there any reason to believe it has any significance in history. But the longer they keep it around, the more significant it is. Capital's Boston, okay? By the sword we see peace, but only under liberty. But peace only under... Okay. Tourist attraction is that rock. Man, I think it's the Cheers bar, to be honest. State bird is the chickadee, and the state flower is the mayflower. Michigan, never been there. At least I paid for it. Alien on board. He's got an old car, nation's automaker. They make cars there. Michigan. The capital is Lansing. If you seek a pleasant peninsula, look around you. You're already here, you idiots. Never been there. Have seen it from the airplane, though, because if you're flying cross country, when you get to it, it always kind of freaks you out because you'll look out the window when you're near Michigan and you'll see those Great Lakes and they feel like oceans. Like, as you're flying over, you're like, are we going the wrong way? Does the pilot not know where we're going? We shouldn't be over ocean yet. We should be in the middle of the country. The Michigan Space Center. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. So they go to space from there? Never heard of them leaving from. I've heard of them leaving from Texas and Florida. So maybe they just have a museum there. That's weird though. State bird is the robin. Wow, that's a good one. That's Michigan. You rocking that robin. That's good. Apple blossom. Minnesota, land of 10,000 lakes. As soon as I'm done here, only 9,999 to go. Went to Minnesota once. We did a GalaxyCon show there. It was very cold. I remember that. I remember being very cold. I remember there being a diner I went to a lot. It was great. It was fine. I had a good time there. U.S. of ALF says, the capital is St. Paul. The state motto is the Star of the North. The tourist attraction is the Mine Ha Falls. The mini Ha Falls? I think the tourist attraction is your Mall of America, by the way. State bird is the common loon, and the state flower is the pink and white lady slipper. Mississippi, the Magnolia state. I'm after some of those catfish we've been hearing about. Yeah, after some of those catfish. See, he likes cats. He likes to eat cats. Mississippi, capital is Jackson. State motto is by valor in arms. Tourist attraction is the Vicksburg National Military Park and Cemetery. State bird is a mockingbird. State flower is the magnolia. I think we had another state claiming that one. You just better back off, Mississippi. Never been to Mississippi. Never been to Missouri either. Look at Alf. He's like Elvis. He's got 3 TVs. The Show Me State. Let's see what they got. Jefferson City. The welfare of the people, the supreme law, Mark Twain area, Hannibal. What does that even mean? It's like 3 separate things. We got the Mark Twain area, and it's in Hannibal, or it's about Hannibal, the movie character. Mark Twain didn't write that, did he? What I say is nothing like eating someone's brains. The bluebird and the hawthorn, Missouri. Visit Montana. Never been there. Eureka. Oh, yeah? Eureka. This is a good joke. I never heard that. How do I not ever hear that joke? Visit Montana, the treasure state. Eureka. And he says, oh, yeah, well, you don't smell so hot yourself either. All right, that's good. Montana, Helena, Montana. Interesting. The motto is gold and silver. That's almost the motto of Yukon Cornelius, who likes silver and gold. Glacier National Park on the Continental Divide, the Western Meadowlark, and the Bitterroot. No wonder I didn't go to Montana. Nebraska, the Cornhusker state. Man, and people say I have big ears. They've got Lincoln is their capital. Equality before the law. That's a good motto. It's a good rule. Buffalo Bill Ranch, State Historical Park in North Platte. The Western Meadowlark and the Goldenrod. I want it on Goldenrod. All right, Nevada, the Silver State. Sure beats pistachios. All right, I've been to Las Vegas, so I know this place. Let's see if I can guess. Their motto is what happens in Nevada stays in Nevada. Their motto is "We once had a Simpsons house." All right, let's see. Carson City, all for country, all for our country. Lake Tahoe, that's pretty cool. The mountain bluebird and the sagebrush. See, New Hampshire, one of the original 13 colonies. Got a Minuteman? See? But look, that Minuteman, he looks like he's taking a shine to Alf. He's just like, yes, I sure do, you furry little princess. All right, let's see what we got. New Hampshire, Concord, Live Free or Die. Old Man of the Mountains. That's their thing. The purple finch and the purple, they like purple lilac. I don't know that I've been to New Hampshire. I'm going to say I have not. New Jersey, hey, I'm there right now. I love it. It's wonderful. Come see the Atlantic City Boardwalk. Well, he's looking at that board. He wants it to walk. I bet I can guess some of these because I've lived here for most of my life. I will say the Atlantic City Boardwalk, my God. Some of the boardwalks okay, but Atlantic City, the thing about it is like you go there and you're like, wow, there's, like over here, there's St. James Place, like from the Monopoly game. And then look over here, there's, whatever, like all the Monopoly, Marvin's Gardens, they're all there, like all those street names. You're like, this is the place. And you're like, let me go down Marvin Gardens. You drive down there and you just see like a guy taking a leak on a wall. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's still Atlantic City, though. It's not, we're not playing Monopoly. There's no little metal dog I can move around. I mean, Atlantic City is interesting. You can go to like the casinos and you can gamble. You could do some other stuff there, but boy, it is. It's. I mean, it is what it is. If you haven't experienced it for yourself, I probably can't explain it to you. I'm gonna say our motto. What's a motto? What's a motto with you? That's our motto. Our motto is literally, what's a motto? What's a motto with you? And our capital is Trenton. I know that. Our state bird. What's a bird we like around here? I'm going to say like the robin. Maybe the robin. Could we have the robin? And our state flower is the tomato. I bet. All right, let's see what we got. Our flower is the purple violet, which I think somebody else already took. The eastern goldfinch is our bird. West orange. Thomas Edison's laboratory is a West orange. I have not been out. I've been to the oranges before, but I've never been to his lab there. I know that's his big lab, but his first lab I have been to, which I did a video on. I'd like to go back there sometime. But that's in Menlo Park in Edison, New Jersey. They named Edison after him, not the other way around, if you were wondering. If you were wondering if he was one of those guys like Joe Montana, who just like, hey, I'm here, I'm changing my... I don't think that's what Joe Montana did either, but it could have been. Liberty and prosperity, and our capital is Trenton. There you go, New Jersey. New Mexico, Carlsbad Caverns. Stalagmites, stalactites, which is which? Stalagmites point up, stalactites point down. Up, down, which is which? Oh, yeah, because Alf's upside down, because he's like a bat. Santa Fe, it grows as it goes. The Carlsbad Cavern, Roadrunner, and Yucca. I've never been to New Mexico. I'd like to go. New York, I said, give me your tired. You're tired. He's got tires. He's the Statue of Liberty. Spent some time in New York over the years. Let's see. Albany. Their motto is Excelsior. I actually knew this because I found this when I was researching Excelsior Park, which I want to say was in Minnesota when I did a panel in Minnesota about their local theme parks. The Adirondack and the Catskill Mountains. Their state bird is the bluebird, and it should be the pigeon. But I guess the state, because the state is a lot bigger, state's different. And state flower is the rose. I have been to a handful of conventions there, but the one I remember was Elmira, New York. I did Twin Tiers Comic Con. It was me, Dana Snyder, and Jake the Snake Roberts, and we had a great time, three of us. North Carolina, visit Kitty Hawk. Kitty. Been there. I'll be there this summer. If you guys are in the Raleigh, Durham area, come see me. I'll be at Galaxy Con this summer. So North Carolina, visit Kitty Hawk. Let's see. Raleigh, that's the capital. All right. To be rather than to seem. Wow, their motto gets deep. Wright Brothers National Memorial in Kitty Hawk. I don't know where that is. I'd like to check that out. The state bird's the cardinal. That's a pretty good one. And the flowers, the dogwood, not so good. North Dakota, visit Bismarck. And then he says, I'm just visiting. And there's some product there called Bismarck's. I guess that's some kind of donut or something. I'm not familiar with Bismarck's, but capital is Bismarck. Liberty and Union, now and forever, one and inseparable. They got 3 mottos, basically. Teddy Roosevelt National Park. Never been out that way. Western Meadowlark and the Wild Prairie Rose. Ohio, the tire center of the nation. They sent them all to New York. We already saw that. Alf says, I'll never tire of this state. And let's see what we can do. Visit Akron, it said there. But Columbus, Ohio. I did GalaxyCon recently in Columbus in December. It says, with God, all things are possible. Tourist attraction is the Neil Armstrong Air and Space Museum. Lots of space museums. State bird's the cardinal. It's already been taken, but they got it as well. The Scarlet Carnation, Columbus. By the way, the birthplace of Macho Man Randy Savage and Guy Fieri. That's a twosome. Also, Simone Biles. She's born in Columbus. And Elmer's Glue, born in Columbus. I did a whole Columbus video. Go back on the channel. You can watch it. I'll tell you all about it. Oklahoma, where the wind goes whipping down the plains. I was in the play Oklahoma in high school. Visit the National Cowboy Hall of Fame, and he says, it's me, Cat Masterson, instead of Bat Masterson, the famous cowboy. Oklahoma City. I have a friend out in Oklahoma, Rob O'Hara. He watches these sometimes. Rob, if you're watching, you better click like below because you got a shout out. Go check out Rob's channel. He does. He's got a van. He does one of those van life channels. Labor conquers all things. The National Cowboy Hall of Fame. The scissor-tailed flycatcher. My God. And the state flower is mistletoe. Wow. I like that. This is like the Santa Claus state. That's pretty great. Oregon, the beaver state. Don't forget Wally. Gee, Dad. That's good. I like that. A little Leave It to Beaver joke. I'm always up for that. Oregon, Salem, Oregon, the Union, Crater Lake National Park, the Western Meadowlark, and the Oregon Grape. Okay. Pennsylvania. Spent a lot of time in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, so if you look at this state of Pennsylvania, right, you see the 3 signers of the Declaration of Independence. You go down into that bottom corner. That's the part that New Jersey, you can see like almost the indentation of New Jersey into it. And so that area is real close. Like I can get to Sesame Place in no time. But like the other side, whoo, my God, it's I mean hours and hours. I've been to Pittsburgh and I've been to one. It's got a strange name and it's where Jimmy Stewart's from. It's named after another state, Indiana, Pennsylvania. So and he's saying, can I get your John Hancock? See, because John Hancock signed the Declaration of Independence. That's why we all say John Hancock. Harrisburg, okay, that's the capital. Virtue, liberty, and independence. Tourist attraction is the Liberty Bell. I've seen it many times. The state bird is the ruffed grouse, and the mountain laurel is the state flower. Rhode Island. I don't think I've been to Rhode Island. Visit Newport Harbor. Check it out, a 30-foot yacht. See, it's got feet on it, Alf. You know what you're talking about. The capital is Providence. The motto is hope. The tourist attraction is Narragansett Indian Fall Festival, and I can pronounce that correctly because I like their beer. Rhode Island red is the state bird, and the violet is the state flower. South Carolina, birthplace of the Charleston. And he says, Vodio, yo. Got a little flapper there dancing with Alf. I've never been to South Carolina. I want to go, though, because they have the last Yogi Bear fried chicken place. There used to be a chain, last one, only remaining one in the United States, in the world, existing, right there. Columbia, South Carolina. When I breathe, I hope. The attraction is Fort Sumter. The national monument is Charleston. The California the Carolina. It'd be great if it was it wouldn't even surprise me if it was called the California, but the Carolina. Oh, this is great. So the Carolina Jasmine or Jessamine, I don't know what it is, but they got their name. They got Carolina in both of them. They're homers. I like that. South Dakota. All right, I know what. I think I know what their attraction is. Sometimes I think you guys are taking me for granted. Mount Rushmore, Capital Pierre. Under God, the people rule. Needles Highway is the tourist attraction. What the heck is up with this thing? Alf, what are you talking about? The ring-necked pheasant and the passacu flower. Visit scenic Tennessee, where country music was born. Hey, diddle diddle, I eat cats and play a fiddle. Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, agriculture and commerce. Lookout Mountain, but I think that's in Georgia. All right, I guess it's there too. The state bird is the mockingbird and the iris. All right. Texas. Maybe I think the mockingbird is also in Florida. They got the mockingbird's pretty popular. Texas. Maybe 10 gallons is too big. I could see something at a 36 quart size. I like that. The Lone Star State. The capital is Austin. The motto is friendship. Oh, I like Texas. Tourist attraction, the Alamo. State bird, also the mockingbird. Man, that mockingbird gets around. And the state flower is the bluebonnet. I'm planning to go to Texas before the end of the year, so I'll take some videos when I'm out there. When in Utah, come see the Great Salt Lake, but Alf thinks it needs more salt. The Salt Lake, the state motto is industry. The tourist attraction is the Great Salt Lake, and Salt Lake City is the capital. The seagull. I didn't think you had seagulls there. And the sago lily. Vermont, the Green Mountain State. Sigh, I guess there's no making sense. No making a mountain out of a molehill. And the mole's like, what? Vermont. Montpelier, I don't know what it is. I've heard it a lot, though, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Freedom and Unity. President Coolidge Homestead in Plymouth. The hermit thrush. And the red clover. All right. Tour of Virginia. Been to Virginia a lot. Home of Jefferson's Monticello. That reminds me, you owe me a nickel. There's Alf. He's like, what? The capital's Richmond. Been there a lot. Thus always two tyrants. Colonial Williamsburg. Been there. State bird is the cardinal. And the state flower, the dogwood. When in the state of Washington. I'll tell you this, as a kid, confused me because we got Washington, D.C. nearby. Washington State's all the way on the other side of the country. Visit Walla Walla. It's great to be here in Walla Walla, Washington. Yeah, it's one of those states. It's one of those places like Timbuktu, and you say it all the time. East Jabip is another one. Washington. Capital is Olympia, by and by, Mount Rainier, the willow goldfinch, and the western rhododendron. West Virginia, the mountain state. How beautiful. West Virginia, the mountain state. Hey, fair, and hey, no fair. Peking. The capital's Charleston. Looks like somebody spilled something on the card. The state motto is Mountaineers are always free. The tourist attraction is Harper's Ferry. The state bird is the cardinal. And the big rhododendron. They're like, take that, other Virginia. We've got the big rhododendron. Wisconsin, the dairy state. I'll tell you, this state's the cream of the crop. Yet nothing cheesy about this. Do I know how to milk a gag or what? And there's Alf just milking the whole state of Wisconsin. Wisconsin, the capital's Madison. The motto is forward. I like that one. Circus World Museum. Oh, I'm in. It's in Baraboo, whatever it is, I'm going. The robin and the wood violet. Never been to Wisconsin. Love to go. Wyoming. Visit Yellowstone National Park. There you go. Hey, no problem. It's Old Faithful. So Old Faithful is in Wyoming. Didn't know that. Never been. Would love to go, though. Cheyenne. Their motto is equal rights. That sounds good. Yellowstone National Park. State bird is the meadowlark. And the state flower is the Indian paintbrush. I think there's a typo here. Doesn't sound like a flower at all. All right. This sounds like if you get in trouble with like the Indian mafia, they're like, hey, he's going to give you an Indian paintbrush. All right, here's our checklist. Check them all off. Check. You always get a checklist at the end of your thing, and here it is. We did them all. We checked out all of them. There's one card we didn't have the back side to, but hey, what are you going to do? I would say that out of all of them, I would have never guessed any mottos, including states that I've lived in. I guessed a couple flowers, I think, by accident, probably. And capitals, I could probably guess, I'm thinking out of 50, I could probably guess like 4. So that's pretty bad. And I've lived here. I've lived in this country my whole life, but that's me. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please tell a friend, and I'll see you next time.